What is up, everybody? Welcome
What's
back
up?
to the ATG Talk Show.
Man, we're back. It's been a minute.
Man, it has been a minute.
All right.
Man, we I know we took a pretty long hiatus.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get back into it. Try to feed y'all some content.
Man, babies.
Make y'all think a little bit.
These babies.
Yeah, we both had some personal stuff go on in our lives, huh?
Man.
Things getting crazy for you over at your house or what?
What? Man, I got to share my snacks. I got to share my snacks now, man. Gosh.
Yeah. So you had a baby. I had a baby.
Yep.
It's been interesting trying to adjust
to
all the new stuff going on in our lives.
They're growing fast, though.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, it seems like yesterday.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Like, I don't know how time is going so fast.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me, especially like the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of years with the pandemic and just all of that, it just seems like a big blur.
Yeah, man.
And I don't know what that is. I'm sure like historians are going to be like, hey, this was like the years we forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like that's going to be what it's known as, the years we forgot, because it was so fast that we really don't know.
But it was so bad, though. We might not forget them.
Yeah, but even like with all the crap that happened, like try to like go through a timeline in your head and like, can you actually keep a consistent timeline of everything that happened over the last 2 years, or is it just like a big blur?
They'll keep what they want to keep.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a big blur.
Yeah, it is a big blur, there, man. Time just flying right now, man. So,
but maybe it's just we're getting older.
We are, though. You know, we're enjoying life, bro. We're blessed.
Yeah.
We're blessed, man. We're blessed individuals, and you know, we're able to enjoy life, man, and you know, with our families and stuff like that. You know, so a lot of people can't say that, man. So
no, it's definitely I don't know, for like the first part of the whole pandemic, like it was nice not having to worry about all the hustle and bustle of our normal lives, like because everything shut down, right? Like there was no school, there was no, you know, extracurricular activities, like everything got put on hold. So everybody was just home with their families. And for me, I mean, I was still going to work every day, but at the same point, it wasn't like we weren't doing all the extra stuff in our lives. Like everything like kind of slowed down, and it was nice to just kind of enjoy you know, being there with the family and not having to worry about, I got to get to this place at this time or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how it was for you.
Man, hey, it was the same way, man. You know, I really did. But you know what? Luckily, I get to spend a lot of time with my wife anyway, man. You know, and I get to spend a lot of time with my kids just because of, you know, my profession. But, you know, it was cool kind of just to kind of be able to, you know, to sit back even more, you know, like, you know, work slowed down and stuff like that. So I didn't have many projects going on. So, you know, I got to put my focus elsewhere, man. And
it was kind of like a nice reset.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what priorities you want to kind of accomplish and everything like that.
Exactly, man. So yeah, man, you know, everything's good though, man. Everything's good. You know, we are, you know, like I say, we added a couple of minis to the squad, you know, and
we got what, 6 between us now?
Yeah, man.
Or 7 between us.
7,
man. That's it's a little army.
That's a fire team, bro. That's
what are we doing?
Fire team.
You know they outnumber us now, right?
Hey, they better come with it, though. They better come with it. So, but yeah, man, you know, there's just been a lot going on, bro. Like we have, you know, everybody we went through the pandemic and everything, man, and you know, people like us, man, you know, we were under fire, you know, on a regular basis,
dude. Man. I'm still under fire. It seems like it don't stop. Like I try to be nice as I can, and like I'll give my opinion about things, but it's like I don't know. Nowadays, people can't handle like having other people's opinions, like at all.
No,
it drives me crazy. Like I can sit there and try to like have a rational conversation with somebody, and even if we like super disagree about something, I would never once like it would never cross my mind like, oh, I gotta stop talking to this person completely, or I gotta get this person completely out of my life because I disagree with them. That kind of thing, and it does not make any sense to me. And I don't know if it's that the tensions were so high with this the 2016 and the 2020 election and everything like that, but people got to get out of their feelings. Like big time got to get out of their feelings. Anything that comes when it comes to anything with the government, man, it comes to anything with the government,
You cannot be emotional about it, man. You have to detach that from your feelings, because one, that's how they get us.
Yeah.
They use our emotions to, fuel their fires, their campaigns, and that puts us against each other, and they don't even care. How many politicians come in, it doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican, really doesn't matter, right? They're all snakes in the grass, right? Because they just want people to do what they want at the end of the day. So they'll sell us anything. How many presidents have come through this office that have said, oh my God, we're going to get rid of student loans.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to, we're going to decrease taxes. We're going to do this. We're going to make gas cheaper. There's so many promises, but how many of those things do they actually deliver on?
Very few.
Very few, bro.
Yeah.
And that whole thing about taking the emotion out of it, bro, like that's what separates the Democratic and Republican party is emotion.
Well, I think that's to an extent true, especially like with the new age Democratic and Republican party. But you still have a lot of emotional people that are on the Republican side too. I mean, I look at some people and I'm just like, you gotta be able to argue stuff from less of an emotional level than from. You got to argue it from a logical level, right? Because if you're just going off of pure emotions, everybody's emotions are different. Everybody has a different emotional spectrum. Mm-hmm. So if you're relying solely on your emotions to guide your decision making, it's never going to lead you down the same path as anybody else. You're always going to be on a different tier level of that spectrum than another person. Right. I mean, it's just the way that's going to go. Facts. That's really. So I've been listening to a guy. One of his books is the 7 Habits for Highly Successful People, and he talks about. And this book was written quite some time ago, but even then he was talking about how we're an emotion-driven society in a way, and that we need to realize that our emotions are controllable. So what he basically is trying to explain is that nobody can make you angry, right? If you let them make you angry.
Right.
So you have control over how you respond to things. And if you're responding from a purely emotional level, then you're always going to have issues. You're always going to be either mad or upset or blaming somebody else for your problems, as opposed to taking control and saying, okay, I can figure out how to control my emotions, how I react to things that people do to me, and that changes your whole outlook on how you look at life and stuff.
True.
So
true. Very true, bro.
I don't know where we started losing that disconnect, and I mean, probably a lot of it has to do with like the new age, like internet, social media, stuff like that. I mean, Everybody's just so instant gratification, and nobody really wants to work on their self-development. They just want instant gratification for things that they do. They want praise. They just want, it's all me kind of centered thinking, as opposed to thinking about your fellow man or thinking about how you can help in society.
I call this this generation of people growing up in this new society, I call it the the rise of the narcissist. It's getting to a point where people don't really care about anyone else unless it makes them look good.
Yeah.
Like people only want you to be their friends. They only want to deal with you if you can benefit them in some way.
Right.
When you no longer benefit them, they no longer want to deal with you. Right. Yeah. And it's crazy. And, of course people don't want to admit that, but that's what they do. Yeah. I've dealt with a lot of that, man. And it's just kind of weird.
It's really interesting that you the way that you phrase that how they want to just how can you benefit me? And I had a training for work the other day and my boss he's a very smart guy, and he takes a lot of material from this book that I'm reading, from the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he talked about was having either win-win mentality, lose-lose mentality, win-lose mentality, or lose-win mentality. Right. So you have 4 quadrants basically. And when you're dealing with, especially in business, when you're dealing with a customer, you want to maximize your win-win potential, right? You want to benefit the customer and you want to have the customer benefit you.
Right.
When you're playing these lose-lose scenarios, right, the customer loses, you lose, you're not really gaining anything. But if you do I win, but the customer loses, then you're not going to keep that customer.
Right.
And if you play the customer wins all the time, but I keep losing, you're not gonna want to keep that customer. Right. So you want to aim for that win-win mentality. So this whole me-centered focused society that we're living in right now, where it's what can you do to benefit me? That's either one of those, either you're winning and losing or winning, or you're just all out lose. Right. Instead of being focused on the win-win mentality, where how can I help you? How can you help me? How can we benefit each other type of mentality?
Exactly. You know, and another thing, you know, you were saying earlier, you know, the instant gratification, that's what relationships and stuff too, you know, relationships, friendships, it's like everybody wants that the ending now. Like everybody wants to skip the commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want that in life now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be completely honest. I hate it. If I have to watch a commercial, like I'll pay for the Hulu without the commercials, no ads. Yeah. Like I hate having to watch commercials. And it is because, you know, part of me is like, well, first of all, their marketing, it's not working on me.
Right.
I do not care what they're selling. Like if I need it, I'll go get it. But do not try to like force it down my throat. Like I know what's out there. I mean, bottom line, just don't give it to me. I don't need it.
But it's deeper than that, though. It's more. It's about more than just them selling something. It's just kind of like that commercial gave you a break to get back to reality for a minute. You're right. Who's next to you? Oh my God! Did you see what happened? Oh, now, you know, now me and you are talking.
I get that. I get that if you're having like a watch party. But if I'm sitting at home, like at 12 o'clock, binge watching The Office, like. I don't want commercials in between that.
That's true,
like,
though. But,
I'm just sitting there by myself. Like, there's nobody to react with.
To binge like for longer periods of time without, you know, being able to like, you know, step away from it. Because being able to just like go longer. It's like, man, like the commercials used to take up at least like 3 hours of time if you're watching a few episodes, right?
Right.
So if you don't have that now, not only are you watching a few episodes, now you're watching more because you never get interrupted. You just get zoned in. Like half the time you don't even use the bathroom. Yeah. You know?
I can see that, but I don't know. I guess that makes sense from I just think we're moving kind of into an age where I don't know. I don't see how viable like commercials are going to be anymore. Right. Like I get the ads on like websites and stuff like that. That's still viable, right? But as far as like actual like commercials and TV shows and stuff like that, I mean, nobody. How many people you know that sit there and actually will watch like cable television?
No one even has cable. Do they?
I mean, I'm sure there's still people that do, but like, how many people do you personally know?
I don't. My grandpa.
So we have YouTube
maybe
TV,
uncles or something, like old people.
Never.
Like, you know what? Maybe my family, like my Mississippi family or something like that. Maybe they have cable. You know, because they live in. You know, they live in like the. You know,
it could be. But what I'm saying is, your circle mostly no.
No cable.
Yeah, it's I can't remember the last time that I just flipped on like the actual news. Like I get all my news through YouTube. Yeah, like I'll watch the news clips on YouTube, or I'll go read articles and stuff like that. Right. But I don't actually sit there at like, oh, it's the 10 o'clock news. I need to go sit down and watch the 10 o'clock news. Like I haven't done that in years.
I don't know the last time I've actually set my day around something that was going to come on TV. Right. Like not even the Super Bowl.
It used to be like
people used to have to tell me the Super Bowl. Like if I don't know, if you don't tell me the Super Bowl is about to be here, or it's like, you know, that weekend or something, like I would never know because I just don't even think. Yeah. About stuff like that, you know.
Well, I mean, I still watch football, so I know, but
it got to be.
And I have the ESPN app, and it throws updates at me all the time.
God, so. Bro, I had to take that shit off my phone. I had to get that off my phone. Like
I'll probably get an update on something basketball or something on my watch here in a little bit.
Like that one video that dude that like found out the Celtics lost while he was getting married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his face was priceless, bro. I was like, oh my God.
So, and that kind of leads into like. So when we're talking about, you said that I'll get sucked into something, right? Mm-hmm. Getting sucked into watching TV and you don't realize how much time you actually spend doing certain things. So that was another thing in this book that they talk about is prioritizing what's important. And the way that it was described, and I'm sorry if I'm going to butcher this, but imagine you have a glass jar, and in that glass jar, you have a bunch of sand at the bottom, like maybe quarter full of sand, right? Then you have some river pebbles or some pebbles on top of that, and maybe that goes to halfway.
Gotcha.
And then you have all these large rocks that need to go into the jar, but they won't fit. Now, can you make those large rocks fit in that jar? Yes or no? There's a way to do it, and it's an interesting way to do it. So if you have, say, your TV time, and that's all the sand at the bottom, right? All the time you spend watching TV, and then all the pebbles is maybe all the chores and stuff that you have to do around the house, or this and that, and that jar is half full already, right? And then but you have all these large rocks that are important to you. You have your family, you have personal time, you have religious time, your spiritual well-being, all these different things that are super important to you as a person, but they won't all fit in there unless you dump all that other crap out. You got to dump all that other crap out first. Fill your jar with the things that are important to you. Then you dump the pebbles in there. Right? You dump the pebbles in there. They start filling in the areas that are not there. Then you dump the sand in there, and that fills in all the rest of the time. So you got to prioritize what you're doing in life, what's important to you, and base it off of the first things that are important to you. Work that first, and then fill in the rest of your time with all the unimportant crap. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that was something that I've seen it before, but that was another thing that we did, an exercise that we did on in that meeting that we had. And a lot of people there, but like I said, I'd seen it before. I'd seen it in a YouTube video.
We just gotta look at the timer on it.
It's not a timer though. It should just be constantly on.
Yeah, but sleep mode. You got a sleep mode.
Oh, it might have a sleep mode. I need to turn that sleep mode off.
I'm the cameraman.
Fuck that sleep
you keep
mode.
Asking, man, hey, I know these things, baby. I know these.
But that was one of the things, like I said, that we talked about in the Thursday meeting, or in the meeting that we had. And it's just the way that he wanted us to think about it was to, plan our work and work our plan. Actually think about the things that are really essential to you as, in business, in life. Work those first, and then all the other noise that's out there, fill that in afterward, because it's not important.
True.
I mean, it's not, some things might be important, but they're not as important as you give them time for right now when you're not thinking about it. So I sat down and I was thinking, what do I do in my everyday life that is not important? And one of them was sitting there watching Netflix or YouTube videos constantly. And I might have it on in the background. I'm doing something else, but I wasn't taking the time to actually work on the things that are super important to me. So I went in, I made myself a planner, and I started putting in, this is important to me. I'm gonna do this first. And I listed all the things that are important to me. I gave them time, and then everything else will fall in between in those areas.
Right.
So that's what I started doing. Excuse me. So I don't know if you've thought about something like that, or I don't know how you normally operate. Like, say, because I know you're super busy with a lot of the different things that you have going on. How do you plan your stuff to make sure that you're getting done the things that need to get done, but while at the same time also making time for the things that are super important in your life, like your family and all that stuff?
Well, luckily I'm able to do what I love to do, so it's never work.
Right.
And it's been tough, bro. Like, one of my biggest things is being what's the word am I looking for? I used to be more what is the word I'm looking for?
Scatterbrained?
Not well, scatterbrained, yeah, but
little on the nose.
Yeah, a little on the nose, but I took forever to do everything to the last minute.
Oh, procrastinating.
I procrastinated so much, man. It was a big problem, man. It was like, man, it took a lot, man. I lost big clients. Man, it just put me in bad situations, man. And I realized what it was. It was that last minute fire under my ass that I enjoyed, like creating under fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to understand that I can still get that feeling without jeopardizing the relationship with the client.
Right.
But these are all things that I had to realize once I started growing, and I stopped listening to music. I only listen to audiobooks. Like, bro, I haven't opened iTunes in 4 years now.
I've never opened iTunes. I hate iTunes. Like, I mean, I listen to Amazon Music because it's better, but it's just what it is. It is.
I just don't listen to music, period, dude. Yeah. Like, I couldn't tell. The only time I ever hear the latest songs or whatever is if I'm on Instagram or something like that, and they happen to be on the video. I don't listen to new
trash at all. Yeah, I can't do it. All that new music.
Yeah, I don't even listen to it, bro. Like,
I still listen to music, but the difference between me and you, I guess, a lot is like I have an hour drive to work and an hour drive back.
Yeah.
Under good conditions. That's good conditions. Yeah. That an hour there, hour back. So I have time to do different things. And a lot of times I do listen to audiobooks, or I'll throw on a podcast, or I'll just, some days I'm sick of listening to people talk. So I just need to listen to some music. And that's kind of a way that I unwind. And I realize that I need to start using that time to fill in the time that I was using for like Netflix and stuff like that. Use that time that I'm already in transition of doing something that I can't avoid doing.
Right.
Get my my podcasts in, get my audiobooks in, get my music in, and then when I hit the door at the house, or when I hit work, that's done. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing at that point.
Right. That's dope.
You said something. I'm trying to remember what it was now because we got it. Working your plan, procrastinating. That's what I was going to talk about. So when you said you would schedule clients and they would then, or you would wait till the last minute to get the work done that they need to get done. One of the things that was told to me and that I'm trying to implement now is when you are working that planner, when you got your plan worked out and you say, okay, well, I'm going to make this time for this client, and things happen, say maybe you can't do it at that time, right? Something gets pushed. Never let something get pushed more than twice.
Okay.
If it gets pushed more than twice, it's either not important or you need to actually get it done at that point.
Right.
Because it's important enough to put it on your planner. You need to get it done. So never let it get pushed more than twice. Say you got something scheduled for Monday. You're like, oh, I can't get to a Monday now. It's got to be pushed to Tuesday. Tuesday comes up and you work all your other plans and you don't have time in the day. Okay, well, now it's got to get pushed to Wednesday. Well, it has to happen Wednesday. That means if you have to push something else, but get that first thing done that you already had scheduled and get that done first.
Right.
That's just one of the things. And I think that's super helpful because then, you're already prioritizing stuff because you're putting it in your planner, right? That means it's important to you. It not only holds you accountable, but it also makes it to where, say your client, in this example, he won't feel like he's or she is being put off and not important.
Right.
Because there's only so much that when you're dealing with like a business partner or when you're dealing with a client or something like that, there's only so much people will take of procrastination before they're like, okay, I don't want to work with this person anymore.
Right.
And that can affect a lot of different things in the future for you. Say, maybe that person that you're working with has another person that they're friends with that they own a business and they want you to do something for them. All of a sudden, well, you're not a good reference for them.
No,
so
true.
It's really important to, if it's important enough to plan out and make time for it, to get that done and not procrastinate it.
And then I think another one of my things was I just thought I could do everything, bro. Which I'm not saying I can't. It's just that I always think when you're a person like me, you can do a lot of different things, but you're not able to do them at a high level. You can, I can juggle all these different things. I can make all this different stuff happen, but it's not quality, bro.
Right.
It's just all, jerry rigged together. It's, I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stuff. But when I started slowing it down and just understanding what was really happening in my world and what I was building, I had to understand that I was creating an ecosystem, and that when I started slowing things down and I started putting things into place, I stopped juggling.
Right.
And then I started making calculated moves. And then everything that I saw, I was like, oh man, man, I can put this together. Hey, let me talk to this person. Now I'm building teams. Now I got people that are working with me. Now I'm delegating.
Right.
Now I'm doing the stuff that I want to do, and I'm able to keep making the company move forward, because I don't have to go and do all these different things. Because it was weird. This is my last thing. Was someone always like, growing up, I always hear like, oh man, you're a jack of all trades, Jarvis. Like, oh my God, you do everything, And then, they were like, people always say that's not a good thing, but I end up hearing the entire saying, which is, a lot of people didn't hear, but it was like, you're a jack of all trades, but master of none, but always better than a master of one.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah. And
I haven't heard that last part. That's interesting.
Yeah. Saying, you're a jack of all trades, but you're a jack of all trades, but a master of none, but always better than a master of one. Right. Because, at the end of the day, I do a lot of different things, but when this thing wasn't going, I did something else.
Right.
And I just happened to meet somebody that had a plug that made this thing start moving again. Right. And then when this thing wasn't moving, I did something else. Like when COVID happened, bro, I was like, all right, Jarvis, cool. What can you do? It was never, oh my God, the world is over. It's like, all right, cool. Let's adapt. What's the move?
Right. And that's an interesting word. And I love that word, adaptation or adapting. So many people nowadays, I feel like they have to either go to college and do this one trade, and that's the only thing they can ever do in their life. They don't understand that even if you go into, say, the chemical field, right? Just as an example, because I work in the chemical field, right? So if you go into the chemical field, there's a lot of people that will think, oh, well, that's the only thing I can ever do. Right. They don't realize that there's so many different avenues within that one field that can then branch out into another field. True. That can then branch into another field. And you keep going down those branches, and eventually you're going to land in something completely different than anything you've ever done. Man. And it's just about keeping your mind open and being able to adapt to your working environment, to adapt into your lifestyle, adapt to your living environment and everything like that, to be able to go down those branches and explore what your full potential might be in something. And you might go down a road and decide, hey, I don't like this. Well, go back up that branch and go down a new leaf.
I call that college major syndrome. I call it college major syndrome. And people got to stop having that. Yeah. How many people do you know right now that have a degree in something and they are nowhere near doing that in their career in their life right now?
So many people. Which is the whole reason why I don't understand. Like, I get from like a paper standpoint, like, oh yeah, having a degree is a great thing, but I guarantee you, like 97%. I would be willing to say 97% of the shit that you learn in college, I can learn it on YouTube.
Man.
And I don't have to pay $20,000 to go for 2 years to learn it.
I went to YouTube University for photography and video.
Exactly.
Like, that's
like anything, literally, you can find anything on it's not just YouTube, but on the internet itself. We live in an information heavy society right now.
It's information driven, man. It's even going deeper into information driven, bro, because we're about to be living in the information. Yeah. We're about to leave and become information.
I'm not going anywhere.
I am. I'm
You can keep your damn metaverse.
Hey,
I ain't gonna be no Neo.
I'm gonna make sure he gets his first metaverse.
Did you like the Matrix?
It was trash.
We're gonna go off a little tangent here.
Trash.
You didn't like the original Matrix?
No, the original, yes.
Okay. I was gonna say. I was gonna get into that.
Oh my god, I thought you meant the new one.
I know this is like a little like far in the times, and we've been out, but a new Matrix movie came out. You liked the original Matrix trilogy?
Loved it.
One of the best trilogies ever. Hands down. One of the best trilogies ever. They fucked that movie up.
What? They die hard
so bad.
Bro. They die hard it.
I cannot believe it was trying to be fan service and sucking at fan service.
Dude, how do you be
spoilers
Neo, and then all of a sudden the only power that you can do is the fucking, what is it, the Star Wars Jedi?
Yeah, all he did is just push people the whole fucking movie.
I'm like, Neo, what is going? And then the entire movie, all he did was look for his chick.
I know that he's a better stuntman than that.
Oh, bro,
I've seen his stunts before,
dude. But let's talk about the script, though. Let's talk about the script.
It was so bad. I don't know who the writers were.
Literally one-liners. No way. Are you serious? That's my dog.
And like the new Morpheus, like, why? I don't know.
They couldn't afford to bring the other guy back.
I guess not.
That's what happens when you can when movies can afford. Hey, I'm gonna educate y'all on something, right? When movies or TV shows can afford people like Iron Man, right? Scott Stark, right? They can't afford that actor, man, right? So what they do, they kill him off, or they bring in a different character to play them.
I guess it kind of works in the Matrix because it's like, oh, this is just my new skin, like blah blah blah. I don't know, dude. That movie disappointed me so bad. I was so like ready to be entertained with that movie. I was so excited for it.
Oh man.
Like the whole time, I'm like, yeah, and we got it on HBO like day one. Me and my dad came in here to the media room, like got out on the big screen. Dude, we got like it wasn't even like 25 minutes into it, and we looked at each other. We're like, what is going on?
Hey, 25.
First of all, we were confused.
25 minutes into the movie, he's still at his office trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
We were so confused. We were like, this is a Matrix movie? Maybe it's just a slow burn. Let's give it a little bit of time. And then our internet started messing up, and it wouldn't play the movie down up here. So we were like, oh, let's go downstairs and maybe we can finish it. We almost, at that point, it was like, we were like maybe 45 minutes into the movie. We were like, do we really want to finish this?
It was bad.
We're like, let's go downstairs and finish it up. We were drinking some whiskey. So it was like, it's good. We'll just hang out.
It was low budget or something. Maybe
it was like a low budget movie that had like,
dude,
a high budget.
Remember the original Matrix movie when it was like the most expensive blooper ever? It was like $200,000 when Neo was behind that wall, and then he's running around and the wall blew up because they was shooting at him.
Yeah.
He slips.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And then right? Yeah. What happened to that? That's the quality, bro. That was in the 90s.
Yeah. No, I think it was. Was it 9? I'm pretty sure it was early 2000s.
It had to have been 99.
I think it was 20 years.
Taking over the 99 and 2000.
At 2001, 2002. So it was either 2001, 2002 that the original movie came out.
Okay.
It was early 2000s, so late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, regardless, it was super early.
I mean, yeah, it was awesome.
But think about what they gave us for special effects in that movie compared to the special effects in this movie.
Dude, it was trash.
It was all green screen.
It was trash.
It was just.
I was so mad at that movie.
It was just pure ass. It was just not good. And the fact that he had nothing but one-liners pissed me off.
Well, that, and then it's like, I get that it feels like they were trying to shove things down your throat too hard. Like, I get that you want to have strong female leads. Like, that's cool. Like, awesome. But to then make Trinity on the same level as Neo,
right?
That made no sense from a like writing standpoint of what the original Matrix was. How did she all of a sudden become the same as Neo? Neo was the one. The whole premise of the first three movies was that Neo was completely different than anybody else. Right. And then all of a sudden you're saying, oh, wait, I guess anybody can kind of, but it's because of the love and everything. It was so dumb. Yeah. I was so disappointed.
I feel like they're doing things like that so that they can go in a new direction. later.
What direction were they going down?
Without Neo.
Like straight down, plummeting.
Man, it was getting to me when it got to like, I knew it was starting to end. I kind of saw this coming though, because like the last Matrix movie, it was good, but it wasn't as good as like the first two. And then they started like doing the whole thing where they're like flying through like the tunnels, and then it's like, dude.
But
like,
again, it was
this?
like, I get what you're saying, but it was the premise is that because Neo is different, he could do the same things that he could do inside the Matrix outside the Matrix. True. So that's where all that like weird like magic stuff that all of a sudden Neo was able to do. Mm-hmm. Like I know a lot of people didn't like that, but it's like no, because he's the one. Like right. He's the one that's
gonna. That's where we get to.
Like,
he's
but
the one.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I digress.
I digress. I agree.
We're talking about personal development, and those writers need to fucking work on.
They need to work on their personal development on this damn scripts, because that was ass. I could have did better than that.
I mean, my 4-year-old probably could have done that.
Jeez, it was just written so terribly, man.
I don't have a 4-year-old.
He spent the whole movie looking for his girl, and then being confused on like why people keep calling him Neo.
Yeah, no, it was garbage. But
never again.
The opposite of that was that the Mortal Kombat movie. Did you watch the Mortal Kombat movie?
No, I have not seen that yet.
The Mortal Kombat movie was awesome. It was awesome.
I have to.
Did you watch the original two Mortal Kombat?
I watched the original
Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I think I did. What, Gordo?
Yeah. Well, no, Gordo was the first one.
Goro,
so that was
Goro.
Yeah, so
Gordo.
Goro. Yeah, Gordo.
Sorry.
Goro. He was the. That was the first movie. The second movie was where Liu Kang became the dragon, and like they had that dragon fight.
Yeah, I think I remember that, but that's still long.
That one was worse than the first one. It was horrible. But this last Mortal Kombat movie that came out, phenomenal.
Yeah,
like they hit the video game to a T.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever played the video games, but like the fatalities and everything like that, like they did fatalities in the video.
Down 448, Johnny Cage, the original Mortal Kombat.
We gotta watch Mortal Kombat together.
Rip their body,
dude.
off.
It was so good.
That's dope.
And like the one-liners, like Kane was the like single funniest character in that movie.
Really?
Just from the one-liners.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
That's awesome though.
Like especially if you're like a fanboy of Mortal Kombat. Like it wasn't a great movie,
right?
Like just from like a writing standpoint or anything like that, but it was great fan service,
right?
Like it was a perfect movie.
They giving us what we wanted.
Yeah, exactly. They gave us gore, they gave us kick-ass scenes, they gave us funny one-liners, and that's all I needed.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, no, it was a great movie.
I got to check it out, man. The other ones, I enjoyed the older ones, but because I'm a fan. I grew up on Mortal Kombat. But I got to play some of the new ones and stuff like that. I played them here and there, like arcades and stuff like that. But I'll check them out again, man. They got some cool characters.
I think the last one that came out was Mortal Kombat 11, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. But
they're pretty dope.
I haven't played that one. I played 10 a little bit, but I haven't played 11.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? Video games are just going downhill these days,
dude.
bro.
I haven't. And I used to be really big into playing video games. Like I was like almost every night up here playing video games and doing this and that, dude. And I guess a little bit again goes back to like putting my priorities in line and everything like that. But I have not really played any video games aside from like playing on the Switch a little bit here and there and dabbling. I haven't played any video games in like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like even the whole time, like when I was off on paternity leave for the baby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll play with some of my friends that I haven't played with in a long time. Nope, I didn't do it once. Like, I was just too busy doing stuff around the house, doing stuff with the family, doing projects, different things that I was wanting to work on, and I just don't have time for it anymore. Like I still love playing video games. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But it's just I don't have the time for it anymore. When I actually sit there and I think about what is important and what I need to do, that goes by the wayside.
Now that I have more things going on that I enjoy, business and opportunities are going, life is changing because, I'm mentally changing. And when you mentally change, things start going more in the lines of what the things you're dreaming about, right? So, man, it's just video games, I love them, but a lot of them are trash now. I've been upset like 3 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, man, it's just like now that I have more stuff to do, like I'm more focused on that now. It's like, dude, like if I'm not going to spend 5 hours, 6 hours on this video game, it's like, dude, I can watch some documentaries. I want to shoot some documentaries this year.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I want to do some different things. So I'm putting I feel like I'm going back, you know, because like, you know, we've had a bad couple of years. You know? So I kind of feel like I'm getting back into that, so I don't have to escape as much anymore.
Yeah. That's an interesting word. And video games are a great escape.
Yeah.
And I think they're useful in certain quantities, right? Yeah. But, you know, people that, you know, every night they're wanting to get on and play and do all this, like, I get it. I was there. Yeah. But it's not rewarding in any way. I mean, unless you're going to sit there and you're going to get on YouTube and you're going to actually stream
and stuff.
Stream and like become a content creator in some way. But if you're just getting on to play with your friends every night, like, the hell are you doing?
True.
Like, do you really have nothing else in your life going on that
something more, man,
that you can do? Like
more.
Nothing you can like personally develop in yourself, or you know, that's it. You're just going to play video games.
A lot of time just to get some medals and stuff on the game, man, just to go up some levels. You know, it's like,
dude, and I would get dragged into that so bad.
Yeah.
And like I said, I am in no way saying that anybody that plays video games every night is a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying that I've looked into myself and what I want, and that's not a high priority in my life.
Right.
But I would be one of those people that I would sit there and I'd play Fortnite and I would buy the new season pass, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, I got to get all the way to level 100, and I'd spend hours getting to level 100 so I can get all the stuff. Half the stuff I don't even need. And obviously I didn't need it because I'm not using it right now. Like, I'm not even playing that game.
No.
Like, I spent so much time, and I've wasted so much time doing things in my life that are not important. And yes, it was good as far as being able to communicate with friends and hang out with friends and do stuff. And that would be the only upside to any of the video games that I used to play. Was the camaraderie.
That's
that's a mouthful. Camaraderie of being able to get on and hang out with your friends and, you know, have some fun. But then we started playing that Call of Duty game, the Warzone.
Jesus,
we started playing that, and then it was all like, dude, people were shit talking your own teammates, like, dude, you suck, blah blah blah. Like, why can't you be better? I'm like, because I don't sit there and play 13 hours a day. Like,
dude, relax,
just chill. Like, I don't know.
I don't like that kind of pressure
the competitive
anymore.
Aspect of it, especially for people that aren't winning any money playing it. If for you to be that competitive over something that you're not making any money in, you're not benefiting your life in any way, it makes zero sense to me to be like, oh, you suck, I don't want to play with you because you suck. And I had several people that were like, oh, I don't want to play with you anymore. There was one, I don't even remember his name, that he got so pissed off because, like, and I remember it vividly. We were like going to a different spot, and I saw a chance to snipe somebody, and I took a sniper shot at somebody. And he's like, why would you take that sniper shot? You gave away a position, blah, blah, blah. I was like, because I saw the dude, so I tried to shoot at him. Like, that's what the game is. Like, you see somebody, you shoot him.
It's a video game.
And dude, he got so pissed off at me. He unfriended me from Discord and all this, and I'm just who's somebody that like I played with a bunch,
right?
And I was like, why are you getting so mad, dude? Like, are you really that sensitive? He's like, I just want to play with people that actually care about how the game's supposed to be played. I said, it's a fucking game. Like, this is how it's supposed to be played. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
not going to fucking EA Sports and getting a contract. Like, chill out.
Yeah, I got over it, man. Like, like dealing with the nerves and how, dude, like that shit, dude. Getting a win is like the most nerve-wracking thing.
It's intense. Like, it'll give you an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, your hands shaking.
Oh, yeah. I still remember, because when I started playing Battle Royales, the first Battle Royale I ever played was Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I remember playing, like, solos. Like, getting that first solo win. I still remember the feeling of that first solo win, dude.
Yeah.
Having five kills was how many kills I had.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot. But it was like, it was so intense, and like you finally you get there and you kill that last person, and then it's like, it's such an adrenaline rush, and then you're just like, well, okay, well, that's over now. Time to go chase the next one, I guess. It becomes like a drug.
Yeah, I gotta get him, man. But you're right, man. It's one of those things where this is what they're basing our future on, is where they've had years and years to study us, man, and the way that our brains react to TV and video games. And what they understand is that we can be happy achieving and owning absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
bro. They know that we can get into a video game like, I don't know, like Fallout or something like that, and we'll spend hours and weeks and months building a house and buying packs for furniture and doing all, bro, like that's what our future is based off of, bro. They have everything they need. They know exactly what they need to do, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of like future, another one of the exercises in this book that I'm reading right now that they had me do was, one of the things is to start your life, start projects, start whatever. Whenever you start something, start with the end in mind. Right. So one of the exercises was to imagine that you're going to the funeral of somebody, a loved one, right? And you're going there, and imagine how you feel when you get out of the car. Imagine how you feel when you walk into the church and you're walking up to that podium where the casket is, and you look down and you see yourself. It's your funeral 3 years from now. How are you going to want those people that are there to celebrate your life? What are the things that you're going to want them to say about you? What are the things that you want your family to have said about you? That the type of father you were, the type of cousin, the type of son. What type of person are you going to be to your coworkers? What do you want your coworkers to say said about you? What do you want your church or whatever religious group you're a part of? What do you want them to say? What about your community? Is there anybody from the community at your funeral? Right. What do you want them to have said? Start with the end in mind. Start thinking about right now what you want at the end of your life, at the end of your project that you're doing, and work that goal.
Dang, that's deep.
It was super deep.
They got me thinking, bro.
Dude, he said to actually take some time to actually think about it, write it down, especially like in your personal life, like for what you want to be known for at the end of your life. Take some time, write it down, and what are the things that those groups of people, what do you want them to have said about you? How do you want them to have viewed you while you were living? And start working toward that. Because that's what's going to get you to your end goal, is those types of things and those types of thinking.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah, it can be a little scary.
They got me thinking.
To think about that.
That's some stuff I used to think about, man. Like when I was in the Army and we're going like our deployment, like our first deployment, it was just kind of like.
Right, because that's a situation that you're put in where the end could actually be. Because normal people, they don't think about on a day-to-day basis that today can be my last day. Mm-hmm. They don't think about, oh, well, if I walk out the door today, I might not walk back in it. Mm-hmm. They don't think about that.
Nope.
It's not a common, like, everyday thought for people. And, like, when you were deployed, I'm sure it was, oh, shit, I'm going over there and this could happen to me. Yeah. And so it actually makes you stop and think about these things. But you don't want to be in a cycle of not thinking about what your future is going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It like I said, it gets really kind of depressing a little bit. But it's a really important tool if you want to start working on that personal development and start working toward what your actual like values and goals are.
Yeah.
So
I think when people step out of their boxes and realize that they're really going to fucking die one day, bro.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
100% kill rate of the human species.
Talk about it, and we talk about it all the time, and everybody knows it's a real thing. But like, still, bro, like we don't live every day like tomorrow's like our last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're like we don't do that, bro.
Yeah.
Like as a soldier, like I do that every day.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh my god, dude. Let's go. Like, I'm jumping off the cliff of opportunity the moment I get out of bed, right?
Right.
I'm looking, who's the next person I can talk to? What's the next move I can make? Who can I help, right?
Yeah.
And, I'm fortunate that I've been put in a position in my life to have that mindset,
right?
You know, and to be grateful that I can breathe and walk and have all my limbs and be in a good state of mind, you know. But if the average person could just understand that death will come, and it could come in the moment they never expected it, bro. Like people do, literally. I know someone that died from getting stung by a bee.
Yeah,
you know, like, dude, like
crazier stuff has happened,
right? Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have to be that. Oh, I have to be deployed into the military. I have to go to the Middle East to be shot at. It shouldn't be that, to actually sit there and stop and think about what your priorities are.
Yeah. Like,
it should never come to that.
Like, am I living my life the way that I want to live my life?
Yeah. And are the things that you're putting focus into, say that delicately, are the things that you're putting focus into in your life? So say, you're getting upset about things people are saying on social media. Say you're getting upset about things that are happening in government, or say you're getting upset about, this war in Ukraine or anything like that. If you're getting upset about those things, you're not focusing on the right things.
Facts.
Because another one of the things that he talks about is you have two circles, right? You have a circle of stuff that is out of your control, right? Basically, I'm going to dumb it down a little bit. But you got a circle of stuff that is out of your control. Stuff you can't control.
Right.
You can't control what the government does.
Right.
To an extent. I mean, you can go vote, which is important. You should go and you should be involved in your politics. But to the larger extent, you're not in control of stuff that happens in Ukraine right now. You're not in charge, or you can't control, what's going on in the Senate and all this. But then you have a smaller circle. We call it, what did he call it? So it's a circle of, damn it. The inner circle is a circle of influence, right? Basically, of stuff that you can influence and control.
Right.
And as you work on that inner circle of stuff that you can influence, the outer circle will start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So as you start making connections with people, as you start to influence other people, as you start to communicate and get in close with other people, then that circle grows, because then those people also have a circle of influence, right?
Right.
And it just starts expanding.
Yep. Your circle becomes their circle.
But you shouldn't focus on the stuff that you can't control.
True.
If you can't control something, why put energy into it?
So many people live their lives based off of what they couldn't control.
Yeah.
A lot of, like for instance, like with me, I had a lot of childhood trauma, right? There are a lot of people that are just like me that had a lot of childhood trauma in our lives. Everything that we did as an adult, like different things like that, is based through that. Yeah. Through that spectrum.
So one of the things that I would encourage you to think about then is you can't control what's happened to you. Right. That's right. It's done. Right.
You can't
what's
do
happened
that.
to you.
Control it.
What you can control is how you respond to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it took me a long time to understand that.
Right.
Because I was a victim for a long time.
Right.
Oh, if it wasn't,
in this society nowadays, we have freaking victim complexes.
Dude, that's all it is, bro. And I swore up and down I was a victim, but me being a victim and playing that victim role gave me a lot of motivation in a way, because I had all this anger and hate in my heart, and I had to prove people wrong, and I had to make people look stupid, and there was just so much going into it, But then when I realized,
but at the same point, you're focused on proving somebody else wrong.
Right.
You're focused on that vendetta. You're focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah, it was the wrong stuff that
where
I was
you should be focused on is, I'm going to do this for me, regardless of what this person says.
And I looked at myself one day. I was like, Jarvis, dude, if you accomplish all this stuff in your life with the negative mindset, dude, imagine what you can do with a great one.
Yeah, or with a positive mindset.
Right.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, and I changed my mindset. That's when I stopped listening to music, because I went straight to music to put me into my feelings.
Oh, I remember my emo days.
Yeah. Oh my God. Please don't. Oh my God. I seen the pictures, bro. Let's not. Jesus Christ, let's not go there.
Look, I felt really hard in my teens.
Oh my God. I saw my wife's emo picture. Oh my god! Soon as we're done,
Dude,
I'm
we had a
her.
clique going on in high school.
Y'all need to chill.
We were all emo.
Y'all need to chill. Oh my god, man! Y'all had Jinkos on. Come on, bro. Chill out with them elephant trunks.
Yep. No, dude, the hair down in my face.
Oh my god, he was really into it.
Oh yeah,
he was really into it, bro. Yeah. He got the eyeliner on and shit.
I didn't go that far. Calm down. I never painted my nails and I never put makeup on.
He just did the pink.
I did wear the really tight pants with the studded belt though.
Yeah, he in the chain. He had the chain wallet. He had the chain wallet. I know. He looked.
I had a chain wallet.
Yeah, he looked like a chain wallet carrying ass boy.
Yeah, and the dyed hair. Yeah.
Did you have a necklace too? Did you have like the metal ball necklace?
I didn't have metal balls. I had it was a tag with a cross on it.
Yeah.
And then I wore bracelets, rings, all sorts
did
of stuff.
Did you have a black leather bracelet? With
no, I always wanted one though.
Oh man, yeah.
I always wanted one. I always wanted one of those.
He was living
with
rough.
The studs around it.
Yeah, he was living rough back then.
Yeah, it was.
He was tripping.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah. I can't really say too much. You know, we was wearing Result jeans that were like 5 times too big. You know,
I went through a phase like that, believe it or not. So I went through it before I got into high school, where I was like super freaking baggy clothes. Like I wore like huge shirts, baggy pants, like that would fall off my ass, like all sorts of. And that's the other thing that I used to do, and I hate myself for it. I hate myself. So when I went through my emo days, the thing was to show your boxers, right? So you have your ass hanging out, and dude, I would walk around like I'm like, and I look back, and I'm like, what was I doing? Like I looked like a stupid idiot.
One thing,
like with half my ass hanging out.
No,
it didn't make any
I ain't
sense
never
to
been.
me.
But let me tell you something, bro. I grew up in, we grew up in a bad spot too, and. I saw a lot of stuff growing up where I grew up, and after you see so many things, you kind of get some fears into you, and like it's just like little things that I caught on to. I was like, nope, that'll never be me.
Yeah.
Like one time I saw a homeless person boo-booing outside. I said, fuck that.
And to clarify, when we call boo-booing, is they were taking a dump on the concrete.
He was shitting outside. And I was like, is he really shitting outside? And this is little 6-7-year-old me. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
Not doing it.
Hell no. I ain't never gonna shit outside. Fuck that. You want to smoke with us, Jarvis? Hell no. You gonna be shitting outside? Jarvis, you want this weed? Nah, I'm good, bro. You gonna be shitting outside. Jarvis, you want to go drink with us? We're going to a party? Y'all gonna be shitting outside right after.
Isn't it funny how like one bad experience can turn you off of a whole sort of genre of stuff?
I didn't drink till I was in college. Like I didn't have nothing, man. Yeah. I was scared, bro.
But that's kind of the funny thing is like, and what a lot of people don't understand is like, if you can't look back at your younger self and realize that you were an idiot, you're not growing. Yeah. Like just point blank. Like I'm sure 10 years from now, or I hope 10 years from now that I look back and like what I'm doing right now and be like, yeah, I was an idiot for that. Mm-hmm. And we live in a culture right now that demonizes anybody that sort of wants to grow. I mean, you look at it on Twitter, right? Where you have people bringing up tweets from 10 years ago and they're like, oh, this person said this 10 years ago. They're a fucking asshole. Like, block them, cancel call. Yeah, cancel them because this person said this 10 years ago, even though that person might not think that thing today. And it just shows that even if you are somebody that can say, hey, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that. It doesn't matter at this point in this culture that we're living in because people only care about, what is detrimental to you rather than what is beneficial to you.
That's true, man. That is true, bro. Because, it's kind of like our society now wants to go against the grain, but it doesn't know.
TM.
Right. They want to go against the grain, but they just don't know how to do it right, bro. You know, like just think about how many lines are being crossed. It's like, like people support this side, but then they support this side, but then this side supports something that they don't support, it be like, why you got to support that, right? But I agree with everything you said except that, man. Damn.
Well, okay, I'll give you an example of that because there are like, okay, I can compartmentalize things. I feel like to a certain degree,
right.
But I have this one person, and I really hope that I'm able to get him onto our podcast eventually because he's very smart. But he says some things sometimes that I just don't agree with, especially in regards to like this whole Disney thing, right? So we got Disney coming out and they're wanting to put more LGBTQ, AIP, blah, blah, blah into their movies and all this. And he's one of those people that is like, cancel Disney, just straight up cancel Disney.
They're done.
Like, I'm done with them with the whole Florida thing, you know, which...
Oh man, they just
there'll probably be another time. I don't know if this is the right time to bring up the whole Florida law and everything like that. Yeah, we should probably separate that.
Yeah, let's separate that.
But
for this episode.
Just for the quick sake of it, you know, he's like, oh, we need to cancel Disney because they spoke out against the government, and he's like all in favor of the Florida or Disney getting their tax exemptions and everything taken away and blah blah blah. In my mind, Disney still has a right of free speech. Mm-hmm. Even as a business, even as a corporation, they have a right for free speech. I don't think that the governor of Florida went about the right way doing it as a retaliation to what they were doing. I think that it could have been done differently and still gotten their taxes exemptions taken away because that would have been the best thing, period, from the beginning. But he's one of these people that will go out and say, you know, cancel Disney. But I'm like... Disney still has a lot of good content for the kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to cancel based off of just stuff that they're doing. Like, I can separate the two. And I get not supporting companies that don't follow your values to a T. Right. But at the same point, there's a lot of stuff that my kids love and that is not bad for them. I mean, Frozen. My girls love Frozen.
Right.
There's nothing bad about that. There's nothing bad about Frozen. So why would I take that away from my kids? Why would I, you know... do that to my kids and let them not be able to view the content they like,
right?
As long as it's good content that still holds with my values, why would I do that?
Right.
So I get it, but I don't get it, and I would love to eventually have him on so he can kind of explain. Because I am curious as to
maybe people,
why he goes so extreme.
I think it's because, bro, people are tired.
You think that's what it is?
Bro, people are just tired, bro. Like, of people getting away with murder. And the everyday people like us have to, like, be subdued to these laws and these limitations and all of this. But then you got Disney getting these tax breaks. You got them, you know, like, harvesting pedophiles and stuff. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, I understand the whole thing that Disney is great content. Would say Frozen, great movie. You know what I'm saying? Lion King, I fucking love Lion King. Oh my God, bro. Yeah. My kids are going to love Lion King. But what I think people have to understand is that, like, your guy, like, people feel like he's extreme. Mm-hmm. But then on the other end, it's like, people don't feel like we should start being more extreme on these people because they do get away with murder. They do get to walk the line and dip their foot in the acid when they want to, and then back into the clean water when they want to. That's not fair. And for them to have gotten away with all the stuff that they've gotten away with, I feel like they need to make an example. So I feel like the Florida governor made an example, bro. Like, do I agree with everything these people are doing? No, but I do think that big corporation, you know, big pharma, all these people, they need to start answering to something because, bro,
for sure,
they're human beings, bro. Yeah. You know, and at the end of the day, you have to think about this. You're making content for our children. Yeah, we're in charge.
Well, but you know, and that's what I was gonna kind of lead into is that. I told my girls, I said, if a new Disney movie comes out, y'all can't watch it until me and your mom watch it. Okay. That's what they said. Okay. Mm-hmm. How hard is that?
Not hard at all.
I mean, I get it. And my battery's dying. Damn it. Should we swap the battery real fast, or should we try to call it an episode?
We got some. Well, we're already rolling into something else.
We're like, so we're over an hour or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was personal development.
Personal development, man. And
people just try to take more time. Think about the things that are important in your life. Try to understand that no matter what happens to you externally, whether it be somebody verbally or somebody, physically doing something, you always have a choice in how you respond to those situations. Facts. If you think that the choice is taken away from you and you have to respond in a certain way, you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Just know that,
make the choice that puts you in control.
Exactly.
Okay? Make the choice that puts you in control, and most likely that choice is going to be letting that person do what they're doing and you take the high road.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in once again. We know it's been a while.
We'll see you on the next episode, and it won't be as long.
Oh, at all.
We won't wait 6 months to show our faces again.
We're gonna get y'all something soon.
Y'all take it easy.
Y'all be easy.
Later.